And so I am. Hey, we are live once again. Eric Eisenbud, Grateful Chef here. That's me. Welcome once again to another great episode of Cooking in the Kitchen with Chef Eric and another performance. It's going to be duo at the stove once again with my dearest darling Sabrina. We love cooking together, and she loves learning the recipes. Because, you know, you can tell somebody a recipe, and they can kind of get it, but when you show them how to do it and they do it themselves, it's embedded in the brain. So that's what we're going to do, and I expect to see Sabrina cook this recipe soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Take what you learn. Take what you need. Get rid of the rest. Anyway, as always, I want to express my extreme gratitude to you, my people. So happy and grateful that you come each and every week, or as often as you can, and see the show live or watch it afterwards. Amazing. Love you guys. You are why I do this. You are why we do this, because we are doing this together. I am not doing this alone. It's me and you, Sabrina, in the kitchen, and we're cooking some really cool, exciting stuff, taking your suggestions and recommendations on what you'd like to see us do on the show. And if we can do it, we'll do it. You know, it's really cool. We're in the middle of course, it's summer here in New Jersey and pretty much the entire United States. So, yeah, we're doing our summer fair, you know, and it's a little stormy today. So, once again, we're in the kitchen, not out at the outdoor patio kitchen. And we're doing, you know, because who really wants to spend a whole ton of time in the kitchen in the summer? Except for me. I don't really mind, but I'm sure I know that most people, you know, kind of want to, you know, one and done, get it done, feed your family. And this is one of my all-time favorite recipes. And we're going to talk about that in 1 second. Actually, I'll show you the board just so I can move it out of the way. Summer Fair. There's a place in New Orleans, Louisiana, Mr. B's Bistro. And it is, it's great. You can go to eatingwithcheferic.com to our website. And you can look at there's a little drop-down menu on the right. Look at all our travel spots. New Orleans is one of them, and it's got my recommendations of what restaurants, well, the ones we ate at anyway. And it has a little form on the bottom. You could put your recommendations so the whole community can see other than my recommendations. You know, it's really great. One of the places we went to was Mr. B's. This is one of my all-time favorites. One thing I find about New Orleans is there's a lot of great restaurants, but when we travel to New Orleans, we tend to jump from restaurant to restaurant to go get that one thing that they're really known for. Mr. B's Bistro, great food. They're really known for this barbecue shrimp, and it is amazing. No barbecue grill is involved. It's all pan cooking. It's minimal ingredients, and it happens lickety-split really quick. So it's something that you can put together on any weeknight. If you get, you know, you go get the shrimp. I'm using head-on shrimp. You don't have to, but I do recommend you cook the shrimp in the shell. More fun, more flavorful. So that's what I'm using, the head-on shrimp. So Mr. B's barbecue shrimp. We're also doing a real quick Creole tomato salad with Vidalia onion and adding a little something extra. That's lagna in Creole language. It means a little something extra. We're going to add burrata to our salad, and it's going to be pretty phenomenal. So let me move this guy out of the way.
So I see Colin peeking in.
Who?
Colin.
Oh, hello, Colin. Awesome. Always grateful you're here, my friend. Who else we got? Lots of people. I love it. So I'm going to get my salad ingredients together.
So I see Rob No Prob. He says we can now start because he's here.
Oh, thank God.
We've got Michael Garabian.
And Rob No Prob. Let me just say what a pleasure it is for you to see me.
Jamie Parisi.
Hey, Jamie.
He says hello to you, Sabrina. Hello. And Don Owen.
You mean my doppelganger? Don Owen from the Great White North? Awesome.
And
a brother on many levels.
Scott Broadhead is with us tonight, and he said, hey, do a crawfish boil.
Crawfish boil. I did one on July 4th.
But we didn't video it.
But we didn't video it. But,
And
okay.
then a couple people seconded
Duly
that,
noted. Okay.
And
We can do a small crawfish boil. It doesn't have to be to feed 100 people. Anyway.
all right.
All right. So what I have here is some. These are called Campari tomatoes. Going off camera to grab one to show you. It's kind of like a giant cherry tomato. All right, but not so big that it's like a tomato you would slice for sandwiches. So these are really good. They're really sweet. These, this time of year they're ripe when you get them. So it's really it's a really cool product. All I did is I quartered them just like that. Put them on a plate. What I want to do is I want to put a little bit of my vinaigrette on there. Now this vinaigrette is a Creole vinaigrette. Use the standard vinaigrette procedure to make it. You make one vinaigrette, you can make 100, depending on what your flavors are. So this has some shallots in there. It's got some champagne vinegar. It has a little dry mustard. It's got some vegetable oil with a little bit of olive oil in there. And then I cut up some fresh herbs from the herb garden. I got parsley in there. I've got some oregano in there. I've got a little bit of mint, I think I put in here too. And you can put tarragon in here. And then you do your emulsification. Whisk all the ingredients except for the oil. And then slowly drizzle the oil in. You can do it in a food processor if you want. They have that thing in the top of the food processor. That'll drip the oil in gently. That's what you want. So you can do that too. I put it in this old milk bottle. And I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of that dressing on top just to kind of marinate the tomatoes. Just like that. I'm going to kind of get every one of them. So maybe it won't be such a little bit. Maybe it'll be a lot of it. All right. Because I'm going to layer it. I'm going to do another layer. I, of course, salted the tomatoes because they don't come pre-seasoned. And I'm going to put a little bit of that black pepper on there with my nifty Turkish coffee grinder, which I love. All right, burrata. Awesome. So if those of you who don't know what burrata is, you know what fresh mozzarella is. They use hot water. They put the curds in. They mix it, and they pull it, and it melts the curds, and then they make the balls of mozzarella. Burrata, same procedure, but they're taking the mozzarella and they're stretching it out. And then inside they're putting like the cream and a kind of ricotta-like consistency of the cheese and the cream, and they put that in there and they basically fold it up and they break it off. So inside this is that cream. So it's really soft, and it's basically like a skin made of mozzarella with the cream and the ricotta type stuff inside. So typically you'll get one of these in a restaurant. Maybe they'll cut it in half, put a little dressing on it. We're going to put this right on top of my tomatoes. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So each one is going to get a half of burrata. And if you look inside,
I zoomed in.
Okay, you can see it's just like, it almost looks like cottage cheese.
But tastes so much better.
It tastes like pure cream. It's really good. So I'm just going to put these gently on top, and everyone will grab one. Do the second one. And you just got to be careful. You don't want to tear it. Sometimes, like if they're super, super fresh, these I bought, at Fresh Market. So they're not like made at the store. There's a little more liquid inside. It's like a cream. So it's really, it's really yummy. Trust me. So of course, burrata too doesn't come salted. So I'm going to put a little bit of salt on each one. A little bit of cracked pepper. It's a really easy salad. Okay. A little bit of dressing.
Our recycled milk bottle.
Okay. And then the Vidalia part, what I did was I took my Japanese mandolin and I shaved the onion super, super thin. So I am just really simply going to just lay that on top. And this is sweet. This, they say, oh, you can eat the Vidalia onion like an apple. You truly can. This was Super sweet. A little bit of that. Don't need to use it all. And then, of course, we're going to finish with a little more dressing.
Can't have too much.
Nope. And this is going to marinate while we get to the stove. So there you go. It's a nice, quick, and it is, you know, I tried looking up, you know, recipes for Cajun and Creole salads. Apparently, there's not a whole lot of leafy green salads happening in that part of the world.
I think that's because the greens wilt very quickly.
Yeah, greens wilt very quickly. We do have friends that have recently moved to New Orleans, no, to Louisiana, and the first complaint that we heard was, we go to the market and all we can find is iceberg lettuce. So this is a little departure from the norm. I got a little bit of mint here.
And we also have a close-up on your tomato salad.
Fantastic. So I'm just going to chiffonade. It means taking a leafy vegetable and cutting it just into strips. Going to fluff it up a little bit. And we're just going to dollop this right over the top for a little garnish and some more flavor. And there we go, guys. This is what we have. I'm going to bring it up close. Look at that. What could be bad about that? That is awesome. So there's a real quick salad. And now we're going to get to the stove. Oh, wait, before we do that, I did 2 videos the other day. I just wanted to make quick mention. All right? So we talked about, I showed you the Stargazer pans. So we've used this twice now. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's you can go to stargazercastiron.com and they have these here. And this is a smooth pre-seasoned. So it comes ready to use, pre-seasoned. It's a smooth cast iron because the ones I have all are bumpy. They call them pre-seasoned, but they're bumpy. This is absolutely flat. When you sear a steak in here, you get total contact, the meat to the pan. Really, really good. Cleans up very nicely. And the more you use it, almost like carbon steel, the greater the patina is going to get, and the greater the non-stick feature of this pan. So I'm really happy with this. Yes, Lynn?
And for me, since you left me alone last night and I had to go cook for myself,
Yes.
I made quesadillas.
She made quesadillas in this. And did they stick?
They did not stick, and the melty cheese got all over it.
Nice.
And
Wipes right out. Treat it just like you would a regular cast iron. You don't want to scrub it. You can use soap if you have to, but I recommend not. And what I do is I take a spray, cooking spray, and I'll spray it and then wipe it out, wipe out the excess. And then before I use it next time, I'll give it a good rinse, dry it, and it's ready to use. I'm not using this tonight for a very important reason, because our sauce has Worcestershire sauce and it's got lemon juice in it. So you do not want to use an acidic product in a carbon steel or a cast iron with when you have a non-stick coating on it, a natural non-stick coating, because yeah, they don't mix well. So no red wine, no tomato sauce, none of that. So this will last me forever. This weighs about 6 pounds. Feels good in my hand. Love it. It's great. I'm gonna put it back. Not make too much noise. Anyway, and then finally you saw the video of the lobster stock. So I got 5 quarts out of a 16-quart pot. And remember, I had the shells of 16 lobsters. And I want to see if you guys can get this. This is how dark and rich and beautiful. And that's because I toasted the shells. Put the shells in the oven at 400 degrees. I toasted them up. And this is unsalted because I'm going to want to salt it when I use it. I can make lobster bisque out of this. I can make lobster risotto with this. I can make lobster pasta. And if that weren't enough, we want to use every part of the lobster. So inside the lobster is this green substance. It's called the tamale. It tastes like the ocean. It's really, really nice. Yes, Lynn?
sorry to interrupt. Dan also said his old Griswold doesn't care what they put in it. So what's the difference? That's actually my.
I'm following the care and use guide from the guys at Stargazer. I know my carbon steel, no matter how great I do a seasoning on there, the acidic stuff really gets at it. So, and then it needs to be reseasoned. So I'm sure if you use a little bit of acidic stuff, it's fine, but you don't want to like cook a tomato sauce for a long time. It'll just take the it'll take that seasoning right off. All right, so I have two things here. I took that tamale inside the lobster, and I mashed it up, and then I put in 2 sticks of unsalted butter, room temperature, mixed it all together, wrapped it in plastic, and now I have this lobster tamale butter that I can use, finish a pasta with this, and now it's frozen. What you can do is you can take your box grater and grate it, or if I do lobster over the grill, grate this on top of it after it's done. Absolutely amazing. And then, of course, the female lobsters have the roe. It's black if you cut it, like open a raw lobster. When you cook it, it turns bright red. I pulled that out, and I did the same thing. I mashed it. I put it with a stick of butter, and now I have this lobster roe butter. Beautiful orange color. This would go great, again, on top of lobster that you grill or on a pasta. And these are in my freezer to use, and they will last a while in here. And that's it. Now, why are we here? We're here to cook.
Woohoo!
Let's get cooking.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Enough of my yappity yap. All right. Now, all right. Lynn, would you like to join us over at the stove? And as you do a pass over what's going on over here, because again, I'm coming on the heels of the International Sous Vide Association Conference Summit, I should say, I am doing some boneless short ribs, and these are going to go 72 hours.
He's also cooking a plate.
Yeah, this helps kind of weigh down some of so they don't float. 135, 72 hours. It'll be done Friday afternoon. Those are going to be absolutely delicious. All right.
What do we have here?
These are our ingredients. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ingredients. Easy peasy. So, again, I'm using these beautiful head-on prawns. I buy these I got these at H Mart, the Korean market, but all the Asian markets have them. $7.99 a pound. They're absolutely stunning, beautiful. And I like to cook them in the shell, even if you don't like the heads. You know, you pull them off. But when you cook a prawn in the shell, it locks in all the juice, all the flavors in there, and they taste much better. So if you can get past the head part and cook them, with the head, and then take the head off, or I like, just like I would do crawfish, pinch the tail, suck the head. I like doing that. It's, I like that oceanic flavor. The other ingredients are Worcestershire sauce.
My arm got tired.
Oh, your arm got tired. So if you can, just rest it down on there. There you go. So we got the Worcestershire sauce. We've got lemon juice. And in here, very interesting, minced garlic. This is a Creole seasoning that I made. You can find recipes for this online. And it's using 2 different grinds of pepper. So I have a fine grind black pepper, and I have a cracked pepper, which I did in my mortar and pestle. Just crack the peppercorns up, and this is going in our sauce. And let me show you how easy it is to make this recipe.
Woohoo!
Hey, everybody awake now? I am.
And then in the background, you see my nephew David.
Hi, David.
He's also here for dinner.
All right, so we're going to put this on a kind of a medium high. We don't really want to cook too aggressively in this dish. So what we're going to do is we're going to add all the ingredients except for the prawns. Now, Sabrina is cooking for Lynn's portion, so we're going to go a little less on the black pepper and the Creole seasoning. So we're putting in the Worcestershire sauce. We are putting in the lemon juice. And since this is for Sabrina, David, and I, we're going full boat as far as the spices. So you got the pepper, you've got the Creole seasoning. Okay, we're going to give that just a quick stir, just to incorporate everything. Get that garlic distributed, get that Creole seasoning mixed. And you can see we don't have a whole lot of liquid in here, so that's why we don't want to cook it at a high temperature. We don't want it to boil. We don't want it to reduce. Alright, so once that's kind of mixed together like that, and shaking the pan, we're going to put the shrimps in.
There's mine over there with Sabrina.
And if it starts to get a little rambunctious over there, Sabrina, just turn it down a little bit. So let's see if I can fit all of these in here. I don't think I'll have a problem with that. We've got 10 each.
Yes.
One more?
One more. Come on, algebra. There we go. Look at that. That is a beautiful thing.
And bam.
Now we can turn it up just a little bit. That's it. We're like, it's a home run, baby. So now I'm going to turn it up and I'm going to really monitor it. And I don't have to move the pan. It's an oval pan on a round burner, so you really want to make sure you're getting heat on in all areas. And we're really going to cook these until they turn pink. Take a little bit longer than if you did them with the head off when they're like smaller shrimp. You really, for this dish, you really don't want to use too small of a shrimp. And what's going to happen is there is going to be a little bit of a reduction of this sauce. And the shrimp are also going to put a little bit of their liquid into the sauce. So that's going to add flavor. And then we are going to mount with butter. Copious amounts. Did you put a pinch or two of those in there? Of those spices?
Yes, I do.
Good. Perfect.
Would you like to add some more?
No.
No.
Lynn would not like you to add some more. So here you can see shrimp cook very quickly. That these,
I'm coming in.
okay, have already started to turn pink. So I'm going to flip them over because they're going to continue to cook while we mount it with butter. You know, basically we're coating the shrimp with the spices and the Worcestershire. That's really, really good. And again, these are large. They're going to take a little bit longer to cook. Pardon my fingers, but they're the tools God gave me.
It smells so good in here.
Already.
David's oohing and awing over there.
Smell this, David?
All right, we're going to get this other side going nice and... So at Mr. B's, they must do these in such large quantities. It's unbelievable. You okay? Okay. I heard you wince a little bit. You can, at this point, if you wanted to, you could add a little, maybe water. Hey, you know what? Let's use what we have.
Are you going to use lobster
I'm
stock?
going to use a little lobster stock.
Ooh. Now the party getting started.
We've got Swapping with us. She says hello.
Hi, Swampa.
And Aaron Boatwright just said, hey, looking good, bro.
Thanks, Aaron.
Okay. That lobster stock is going to make this transformed.
Elevation. Cooking is about elevation. So now it's good. You can, and again, you can use water. You could add, you know, a little bit of wine if you wanted to, a little Pernod if you got it. Yeah, these are looking really good. Again, every time you turn them, you're coating the shrimp with the sauce. And shrimp, it's good that they cook gently. So I went to a place and they have barbecue shrimp on the menu here in New Jersey. And, you know, I did a little investigation because I was going to get it. But they basically told me that it was they're basically garlic shrimp, sort of like shrimp scampi, with the addition of barbecue sauce. I opted out, which probably tastes pretty good. But once you have the real deal, especially at Mr. B's,
It's like you don't want
yeah, I'm not, you know, having a shrimp scampi with barbecue sauce on it is not gonna cut the mustard for me anyway. All right.
Kevin said hi.
Hey, Kevin. So now the last part of this recipe.
Let's take a look at Sabrina's. No, we didn't know there. Okay, you can see there's much less color on hers.
Of course.
Huh.
Would you like a little more color on there, honey?
Yes.
Okay, so should we add a little more spice? A little Creole.
We're doing Creole.
Because it is Cajun, it's supposed to be spicy. All right, so the final step to this recipe is
Butter.
copious amounts. This is actually, it's 3/4 of a cup. All right, so, you know, this is what's going to happen now. This is we're going to mount this with butter, and when you do that, you want to use ice cold butter cubed, and you're going to put it in the pan, and you're going to let this melt, and you're going to kind of shake the pan, stir it around, and it's going to create the sauce. We're going to turn it down now. I want to turn it way down. We just want the heat of the pan. We're not turning it off, but we want it way down. You're going to let the butter melt in there, and it's going to create this amazing glaze. You can see how the sauce has changed already. See how it's nice and thick and it's shiny? You know, it's a nice thick sauce now. And we're going to keep doing that. So when that butter melts, you go in and you add a couple more cubes. And you keep doing this until all your butter is used.
Why can't I put all my butter in at once?
Because it will overwhelm it and it won't emulsify with what's going on in the pan now. So I'm just going to use the shake the pan method, swirl the pan. How's that look?
That looks awesome.
That does look awesome. What do we put a little light on? See what happens. Oh, hello.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do that. All right.
This is a much more natural color.
Yep, we're swirling and swirling.
Whoa.
Maybe after the second one, we can turn the shrimp over so we're coating the other side. Yeah, I can't even imagine the quantities that they make at Mr. B's of this, because you know, almost it's like one of those things. Like every table has them, you know, orders them. You know. And of course, the shrimp they're using down there, the really fresh Gulf shrimp.
Oh, I love
Right?
shrimp.
Sometimes at Restaurant Depot you can find Gulf shrimp, especially if you're in the South. Well, definitely if you're in the South. Up here, they have it. I think at the beginning of the summer they tend to have it.
Aaron boat right, so he's going to share your video.
All right, thank you, Aaron. So all you're great people. I got a lot of people join my group from your group, buddy. Appreciate it. Appreciate the share. All right. How you doing over there?
Kevin's admiring your shrimp. He said they're beautiful.
Look at that.
I may have put my own inflection on that.
I'm sure that's what Kevin said. And this is about how easy it is. You're just really shaking the pan, letting the butter do its work.
Can you show how low your fire is?
Yeah, watch the camera though, because you don't want to burn the camera.
Yeah, it's a really,
Real low.
really low fire.
So if you show the knob here, you can see it's above a simmer. You guys see that?
Yeah.
So that's a simmer right there. So it's, you know, low. Yeah, butter's melted. A little bit more.
Kevin was asking why he thinks the corn is so good this year.
I'm thinking because of the amount of rain and probably the, of course we had, inferno weather at the Sous Vide Association Summit 2 weeks ago. But for the most part, the summer's been relatively mild and cool. So I think it's that and some of the rain we've had. I think all plays a part. But yeah, it's been phenomenal. I mean, when you can get an ear of corn at a festival, like we went to the local fireworks and they had a lady doing roasted corn, and that ear of corn was one of the best ears of corn I ever had. That's not typical of mass-produced roasted corn at a festival.
And we've got David Bean saying hello from Nova Scotia.
Hi, Dave. Nova Scotia. I was going to actually send you an article today, Dave, about some stuff going on at the your former employer. Look it up. Anyway, so this is pretty much done. I got my last bits of butter in there. Oh yeah, oh, this looks amazing. Just like Mr. B's.
But better because it's made with lobster stock.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the butter's almost melted.
Okay, I'm so glad we have a loaf of bread to go with this.
Oh yeah, and I want you to see how the obviously shrimp curl up when you cook them. If you go to a place and like this one was a little smaller, so it did curl up more. If it's really, really curled up, like I mean, you can guarantee it's overcooked. So you got these shrimp that are not as curled up because they're cooked nice and gently and they're not overcooked. There we go. So yeah, we got the sauce.
And Sabrina, let me take a look at yours over there.
All right. So at this point, all my butter is in. I'm turning my fire off. Let's see. Let's flip this baby over. Yeah, that's good. Look at that, silky.
Yes.
So I think also my observation is the spices also help to thicken the sauce because yours is a little bit thinner, but
Did you put more lobster stock in that one?
no.
Same amount.
All right, so you can shut yours off, Sabrina, if you're done with your butter. Let's go back to the cutting board and hack up some of this bread. And then I'm going to take a bowl and I'm going to plate up a bowl. Some of this bread, I'm hacking all this bread up. You don't have to get fancy. Using a serrated knife because you don't want to crush the bread. And this bread I get at the fresh market, and I got to tell you, it's perfect. It's got a nice chewy crust. It's got a real tight shell, inside, and this will be perfect for soaking up that sauce and not getting too soggy. I think we're not going to need the rest. So let's not be too ambitious with the. Give me 2 slices because I'll use it for the portion. Yes, dear.
Aaron said that when you turned the light on earlier.
Yep.
He said that light was like God came in the room.
All right. So let's plate. Let's do this. No, we'll put that in at the top. All right. Oh, look at this.
And you're gonna have to send that article to Dave.
Okay. I certainly will, my friend.
Smells delicious.
I'm gonna zoom in.
Please do. Okay, we're gonna do 3. I'll do 4. Okay, 4 like that. And let me have the other bowls because I want to empty them all out so I can pour sauce. Someone's going to get one. Well, the sauce is spicy. All right, so we're putting these in our bowl. Let's grab 2 out of Sabrina's. Right there. Mmm. All right. Now.
As you're planing that up, Dave Levine says, "Thank you. Looks delicious." Scott Broadhagen looks amazingly yum.
So now you really just want to kind of nappe, call it nappe,
Yes.
over the shrimp.
Oh, it smells so good in here. And Aaron hates soggy bread, so do I.
Yeah. Well, this won't make it soggy. If you use the right bread. All right. Beautiful.
I'm waiting for the taste test.
Yeah. One last little bit. I've got some fresh parsley from my garden here. Quick quickly run a knife through it. So I kind of bunch it up against the edge of the blade, and then I just run my knife through it.
And again, from Aaron, super sexy, a great meal with little effort that anyone could cook if they tried.
Absolutely.
Awesome work. I think the dressing is harder for you to make than anything.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll chop parsley.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Gonna add a little
Yeah.
super duper flavor to it.
I forgot I was zoomed in on you. There we go.
All right. All right. A couple pieces of bread. And here's what we got, folks.
Let me zoom in real quick on your bowl.
I'm gonna bring it into
Alrighty. Don't move.
Mr. B's from New Orleans, Louisiana. Barbecue shrimp. Phenomenal.
And it's not barbecue sauce.
And it's not barbecue sauce. Basically a Creole spice beurre blanc. That's what it is, but it's not blanc. It's more rouge, but that's okay. And as always, I hate to do this. First thing I'm going to do is test the sauce. That's why you want to have bread in here. Let's see, I can get down to the bottom. These monsters are so big. There we go. Jackpot. Real great shrimp flavor. There we go.
You get the lobstery.
You get a little lobstery. So again, if you're going to cook the shrimp, you don't want to eat the head. Just separate the head from the body, like so.
Coming in close.
I happen to like it. Now all this sauce is in this cavity, so you know I'm sucking the head.
Oh yeah.
Peel it up. Some shrimp has the shell is thin enough where you can eat the shell. Like if I get it in a Szechuan restaurant and they fry the shrimp, and this is what you're doing with your hands. It's like real fun. You know, we have napkins for a reason. Gonna dip that in the sauce. Great crunch to the shrimp. They're not overcooked. The sauce that permeated, and actually this is not that hot.
No?
You know, so you know, Lynn, you would have been fine with this, actually.
Okay.
Because who knows? Didn't want to take the chance. Anyway, so as I lick my fingers, that's what kind of meal it is. Get in with your elbows deep. And that is it for this episode of Cooking in the Kitchen with Chef Eric, and once again Sabrina, tiny but mighty, in the kitchen, forced to be reckoned with. And so yeah, I hope you guys will make this. You know, you can also add a little lemon juice, you know, if you want to lemon it up a little bit. But I hope you make this dish. Again, gratitude for you guys. Without you, there is no me. Without me, there's definitely you. Yeah, so yeah, we'll get those wheels in motion about what we're going to do next week. You never know. Who knows? Send me your recommendations. Crawfish, probably not, but it's tough. It's a little harder to do that on a weeknight. But please send me all your other stuff. Maybe I'll do a special edition crawfish boil or something like that. And maybe I'll do a video on the short ribs when they're done. And we'll do that. I'll do a quick little impromptu video. And yeah, so eat well, be kind, as always. And we'll see you next time in the next video with the Grateful Chef, Eric Eisenbud. That's me. Peace.